Akwa Ibom State government presents inputs to more farmer groups. Police authority in Akwa Ibom takes steps to protect officers on field operation. Plus, Miles and widow in Etimepo as DIG Pudum retired initiates shelter for her. Hello, welcome to NTAU News. My name is Evelyn Badu Epo. This broadcast is reaching you live on Star Times Channel 103. You can also reach us on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube, like our pages. More farming groups in Uyo have received farm inputs as part of food sufficiency plan of Akwa Ibom State government. Distributing the inputs at Government Secondary School, Etoy, Oron Road, Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Ofyong Ofor, charged farmers not to sell the inputs, but plant them to increase yield. Correspondent reports.
Distributed include improved variety of cassava stem cuttings, peppers, and maize seeds for planting as a continuous process towards food sustenance and healthy living. The different farming groups in their separate remarks expressed satisfaction with the consistent provision of farm inputs by the present administration, which has promoted food availability and improved the means of livelihood of farmers in Akwa Ibom State.
After we finished plowing our land, that the invitation was given, so we brought it directly into the farm. The Honorable Commissioner, thank you for your gesture and timeliness. We are really grateful and appreciative of this effort and gesture.
When last we were in the State Secretariat last time, when we were given yam seedling to plants, and of course from the pictures on our Facebook pages and social media, we have seen how bountiful we have harvested those yams. Government have done so much. We also got cassava cuttings and other inputs.
I thank the ministry and the governor for the distribution of farming inputs to all farmers, and even secondary schools and primary schools. We are going to make use of the inputs so that at the end of the harvesting period, we shall harvest abundantly.
A beneficiary of this gesture today, planted in my farm. I will tell my members of my family to take it to the farm. I want to see how this thing will yield more than the other one we used to plant.
Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Ofyong Ofor, highlighting the role of farming in the society, calls on all and sundry to cultivate crops, no matter how small portion of land is.
The Excellency wants there to be food on the table of every Akwa Ibomite. He rolls out inputs to farmers to see that food is grown in sufficient quantities in Akwa Ibom. We are encouraging all farming groups to ensure that everybody partakes of the goodness of Akwa Ibom State government in input support. Because most of them are improved, the seeds that we give are improved, the cuttings that we give. So when you go and you grow, then you would see from the harvest that what we gave you was good.
The farm inputs distribution continues across communities in the state. Evelyn Badu Epo, NTA News.
And to security matters, the police authorities are more committed than ever before in giving officers and men on field operation needed tools for their safety and protection. This is coming from the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command, Olatoye Durasimi, at the symbolic inauguration of bulletproof security posts for all divisions in the command. Clement Barikwi reports.
Cases abound where security personnel on special duties are attacked, leading to death in some cases due to inadequate protective tools. This bulletproof security post is therefore coming in handy to save police officers on duty.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I commission this for the use of humanity.
Commissioner of Police Akwa Ibom State Command Olatoye Durasimi says the post will be replicated in all divisions and strategic security spots across the 31 local government areas.
We're going to do more because we cannot only protect the men working, guarding the headquarters, without protecting others who are guarding the divisional headquarters, the area command headquarters. In fact, they need more protection than those of us here. This is just a model, it's a prototype that we're going to build in every division so that the men on guard duty will not just be targeted anyhow. And apart from this, the other means. But the most important thing is that we've got the first one. We know the cost. It's not an expensive thing. It's something affordable. Individuals can even help us. Motivated individual can say, I can do this for the police.
With this, the days when officers on duty use sandbags to protect themselves in the scorching heat of sun and rainy days may soon be over.
So whatever we can do to make sure the policemen are happy, they are comfort, in doing their job, I think PCRC must put in their best. So that is why when we saw this project, we really admire it. And it is our own intention, just like the CP had said, we are going to make sure we are able to plan. We'll go on massive campaign to encourage people that did not know, we carry people to come and show this.
Our intention is just for the protection and comfort of security personnel, on field operations. So the guarantee is that, like I said, 2 feet from this place, no matter the kind of ammunition you shoot, it will not penetrate.
The project is an initiative of the Police Community Relations Committee and supported by the Akwa Ibom State Police Command. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Meanwhile, 14 senior police officers in Akwa Ibom State Police Command have been decorated with new ranks in recognition of their meritorious services. The officers are among the 1,043 senior officers recently promoted by the Police Service Commission. And Yefiok Edet has the rest of the report.
To whom much is given, much they say is expected. This forms part of the charge by the Commissioner of Police in Akwa Ibom State at an event where 3 Chief Superintendents of Police were decorated as Assistant Commissioner of Police. Also decorated were 11 Superintendents of Police who were recently promoted to the rank of Chief Superintendent of Police. CP Olatoye Dunrosimi, while decorating the new officers, assisted by their spouses, appreciated the Inspector General of Police and the Police Service Commission for the approval and subsequent promotion, urging the newly decorated officers to see their elevation as a call for greater service to the fatherland.
To whom much is given, much is expected. I want to let you know, especially those who have been promoted from one rank to another, that the bigger the rank, the bigger the responsibility attached to that rank. My prayer is that Almighty God will give you a good heart and the wisdom that you need to pilot the affairs of the department that you research.
Speaking on behalf of those who were decorated, ACP Samuel Okun promised not to betray the confidence reposed in them by the police authority.
The Inspector General of Police would even fit and see us as one of those that to be promoted, and he promoted us. And our special thanks go to him. Our amiable Commissioner of Police, sir, on behalf of all of us, I want to sincerely thank you for your leadership.
Special prayers were offered for the newly promoted officers and the Akwa Ibom State Police Command. In Uyo, Aniefiok Edet, NTA News.
Akwa Ibom State Head of Service, Elder Effiong Esen, says the government is not resting on its oars to ensure that training of personnel with appropriate skills for optimum service delivery is given its pride of place. This was at an audience with the head of service by the General Manager of NTU, Mrs. Alice Ube. John Paul Alumana reports.
This visit of the new General Manager of NTU, Mrs. Alice Ube, is one of familiarization and respect to the man at the helm of public service in Akwa Ibom State, which she describes as the engine of government. The General Manager says this visit is also to seek for areas of continuous partnership between NTA and the Office of the Head of Service.
I said I had to come see you to synergize the relationship between NTA and the civil service of Akwa Ibom, to partner with you for mileage and more visibility for the civil service, because that is what has been happening wherever I've been going to, and Akwa Ibom is not different. And I hope that this my visit will be the beginning of a new, better and greater working relationship for the civil service in Akwa Ibom State and in Nigeria as a whole.
For the head of service of Akwa Ibom State, Elder Effiong Essien, the visit by the general manager of NTA is welcomed, especially the strategic position of NTA in information dissemination within and outside the state. Elder Essien explained the great strides of the civil service under the administration of Governor Udom Emmanuel, some of which include the digitization of the service, prompt payment of salaries and pensions as at when due, and training of personnel for optimum service delivery.
NTA is one organization, one media organization that you cannot toy with. It's only one of the ways that we can be heard outside Akwa Ibom State. So as you have come into the state, let me also join others to congratulate you on the elevation to the position of the general manager. I'm happy that as you have come back, you come back higher than the way you left Akwa Ibom. I want to believe that as you have also come in, you also enjoy that relationship with him that through the Minister of Information and all of us will be working with you in our specific areas.
The head of service promised to partner NTA for mutual benefits as it has always been since his assumption. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
And in the spirit of Easter celebration, DIG Udom Ekpu Udom has laid foundation for a one-bedroom bungalow in Orogatai Ikorebo village at Temepo local government area for a widow and 5 children. The retired DIG says the gesture is to emulate the principle of Jesus Christ in caring for the widows. Joy Ibani was there and files the reports.
It was a dream come true as DIG Udom Ekpu Udom laid foundation of one-bedroom bungalow for a widow in Orogatai Ikorebo village in a Temepo local government area. The widow, Comfort Akpan, with 5 children, expressed gratitude to God and the DIG for this gesture.
Today I thank God for giving us the grace to witness this day. God, I pray may the good Lord bless him and keep his family.
With that, I extend good commendation to DIG for this gesture. And if I may add there, I want to feel that it is the humility demonstrated by the widow.
DIG Udom Ekpu Udom says he found pleasure in doing good for the less privileged, especially widows who depend on family members to survive.
The husband died 3 years ago. When the husband was staying here got burnt. That is why today I want to build a house for one of the poorest people around me.
He used the opportunity to thank his people for their peaceful disposition during the just concluded elections in a Temepo local government area.
Elections have come and gone and say the one they want to do on the 15th. Anybody that has any grievances should go to the court or the tribunal. We should not talk about calling the soldiers back.
It's not the work for the soldiers to rule us. They should not talk about what they call national nonsense. And I want to advise the security operatives. Like they're very mild. They are very, very mild. Anybody that talk about this should be arrested. It's the enemy of this country.
He also called on Nigerians to support the South region in heading the Red Chamber.
Other alternative, but to plead with our brothers and sisters in Nigeria to make sure we appoint the man known as Godswill Akpabio as our Senate President.
The people of Orokatai Ikorebo village in Etimekpo local government area show appreciation to their son, urging others to emulate his gesture. From Etimekpo local government area, Joy Ubani, NTA News.
Global attention may have shifted away from diseases such as leprosy, especially in the advent of COVID-19. Surprisingly, as this may sound, victims of leprosy are around and are living with deformities caused by this health challenge, causing them to adapt to new patterns that this life situation has thrown at them. Many live without arms or limbs and are left alone to cater for themselves, just as Clement Barikwe on a discovery journey from Uyo to Etinan was at the lepers' home in Etinan, where he reports on the state of 150 lepers left to their fates by their relatives.
This is one of Nigeria's oldest lepers' homes, the Kwaibo Church Leprosy Hospital, founded in 1932 as a colony. Life here may be described as challenging, yet the inmates, as they are called, have no choice than to stay. Their communities and relatives have rejected them due to no fault of theirs, and that could tell you of a story of resigning to fate. Madam Grace is a widow and was brought here in 1986. This is now her home, as no one has come for her since then. Her story is similar to others who have spent years in the hospital and have even gone ahead to bear children.
People like us that are physically challenged, government should be assisting us.
We have here people who have stayed here for 20-something years. They have children within this place. And now, if you have a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-old in a place like this, whose parents they've turned and seen that there's no motivation from the parents, what do you think will happen?
The Leprosy Hospital Penobom has in it various skills centers to help the inmates develop themselves and become useful members of the society. But the alleged invasion of the home by cultists, which led to the destruction and looting of the hospital's property in 2022, has left them in tears.
We call it this one below the knee.
Mr. Udeme came here in 1992 as a voluntary worker and has since been assisting inmates to learn new skills to make self-reliant.
Well, people were talking, say, if you go to leprosy hospital, you will catch leprosy. I said, no, I will go there. I'm a physical challenge. How can I fear? So let me go and see. Where we produce limb, we produce shoe, we produce caliper, we produce shoe, foot drawstring.
Apart from providing leprosy treatment, the hospital has expanded its services.
So as we speak, the hospital has transformed. It's now like a general hospital to some extent. We do surgeries, all kinds of, take deliveries, and then we have a department for leprosy and tuberculosis. And then we have the HIV unit which works with it.
For the inmates, living here is not a matter of choice, and their feeding and well-being depend on donations from good-natured persons and organizations. Clement Barkui, NTA News.
Residents of Uyo have condemned in strong terms the indiscriminate dumping of refuse in drainages in Uyo, especially as the peak of the rainy season approaches. Joy Bani, who went round town, reports that most drainages, especially a back road and its environs, are blocked with refuse and accumulated debris and require the attention of concerned government agencies. The report.
The peak of the rainy season is fast drawing nearer, and residents of Uyo are worried that blocked drains are likely to pose challenges to the environment. To this end, calls are being made for speedy interventions to justify huge efforts of government in the construction of underground drainages to check floods and its attendant effects in Uyo.
You recall that last year, most parts of the country was underwater. NIMET had warned, everybody had warned that there were going to be incidences of flood. But before then, way back in 2020, we had commenced several ecological projects, knowing that some of these projects, if you don't plan for future maintenance, then there's going to be a problem.
You know, when the water is blocked, the water will find its way to the road and it will block the road, thereby hindering people's movement. It will obstruct people, and sometimes the water can get to people's houses and it will destroy properties. People will no more be comfortable living there. So I believe that one of the things that the government should do is timely removal of refugees from the drainage system.
We need some education of the citizens, not to put debris in the gutters so that you will not block it. And after that, we need the effectiveness of government agencies that are responsible for cleaning of, let me use the word, sanitizing the environment. That should come from the Ministry of Environment. So I think those are the two basic issues.
Some residents say there is need for stiff actions from government to stop the indiscriminate action by some people in the metropolis.
As you can see, this drainage is from the up there and it's free to this side. All these places now are commercial area, they are not living area. But at the end of that place there are living people there, which they dump refuse inside gutter. When they dragging down, it will come and settle here.
Look at what you have seen down there. Somebody just tied refuse and throw inside the gutter. Look at. So that alone, the problem of back road, most especially this secretariat, is caused by this refuse thrown inside the gutter. So to me, I would advise the government as well, then government advise the community as well. So mind the way they do this. This is uncalled for.
There should be a massive sensitization in most of the streets in the capital city, so that people will know how to manage refuge and where to dump it properly, because most of the refugees that we see on street are just thrown carelessly.
They, however, appeal to residents, government and relevant authorities to evacuate the dead in drainages to save lives and property. In Uyo, Joy Ubani, NTA News.
And on sports, Akwa Ibom State government has commenced the final phase of the renovation of the Uyo Township Stadium with the laying of an artificial turf and a fixing of seats at the stands. John Paul Elmuna, who visited the stadium, reports that the work is at 80% completion.
The Akwa Ibom State government in March 2019 commenced the renovation of Uyo Township Stadium and total revamping of the playing pitch to meet international acceptable standards. The outbreak of COVID-19 slowed down the project as the state government focused only on Eke Sports Stadium, which was then under construction and completed. And with less than 2 months to the end of Governor Dom Emmanuel's administration, the final phase of the completion of Uyo Township Stadium has started. Work is progressing speedily, and the people say it is a welcome development.
I'm very happy
for what God is doing in Akwa Ibom State through Udom Emmanuel.
For every Akwa Ibom person that have seen the situation of this stadium for the past years and seeing the presence of it now, there is a big development and the governor is doing a big job and we are grateful.
I thank God I did alive to see this Udom administration to repair the stadium to this up to this standard. Because I'm living close here, I would like to go and watch since JTMO time. I'm in full football.
The contractor handling the project, Collins Obrifo, says the playing surface is made of 55 mm V-Power synthetic turf, which is hybrid convertible to make ball control easier like the natural grass.
They are going to get the best in terms of improved football pitch construction, not just in Africa, but everywhere in the world. This product will last for over 15 years. As long as there are proper maintenance, no abrasion, no undulation, the construction from the foundation stage is 100% undulation free.
Work is expected to be completed by middle of May 2023. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
And to end the news, a recap of the major highlights. Akwa Ibom State government has presented inputs to more farming groups. Police authority in Akwa Ibom is taking steps to protect officers on field operation. You also heard in the news that luck has smiled on widow in Etimepo as DIG Ekpudom retired initiates shelter for her. Many thanks for watching. To be a star, join NTA's campaign to stand against rape and rapists. Mohamed Imo is standing by for the news translation. From me, do have a beautiful morning.
Akwa Ibom sirede mem pasabing wang eno ngom me toing wang kestereme Borisi ka Akwa Ibom sireda ka yogan daga di pemem me Borisi e ba ga kutum ebe pagen ko karai tme bu abo yogi ne mesanangan te dia je kudum abo pu fogononye Akwa Ibom emesiro nyam meru me di mo samsan yai ko membok nyen sini no mu fo ku balan senemi Mention sio ngkam matoing wang kuyo ebo mempasop ingwang itu kara kiri kenbo kenam non diaba baraswene kestet ami nanga commissioner segam po bang nutmuto ingwang kestere mi mafia ngofo akere meke mempasop ingwang no matoing wang ketui anyem habo ya mo ekunyam mempasobaro ado yak no itu nye maneri diaufon itu yaikum bogomi oyo Kem motum pose kiri emeno ngom motoing wang akiru mention sio ikpege opoiwa ntuen abakpa korom mem pasam fen kiri kan bokeng koryar kori yetin song idem kestet ami mention sio ka motoing wang kem miko ekomo mo ema jang ebo kem mo imikup oyogi nemesat kem mem pasabing wang ame ukara enogo ommo ko yu karami ame naman nondiria aba kesteremi baraswene mko enyong enam motoing wang ekup inemesat enyong esanifak irinam ubyang utimommo oyogo a commissioner segam pobang nutumutoing wang kesteremi mafiong ofo kemmiko mo ama tang ufon utoing wang kenkan kok anyong abo yak motoing wang aro esanifak enam utuming wang mo opokomek benie etugisong setompo mbokanam neriyong ebo kerinamunong motoing wang posop Asro kaiso ke mention siung kokukara ke state ami. Mikuyo uwe Ufagutum Borisi ene kira ka yawanda irakami keri nombe Borisi yakukbe men no fon paramme mpom kbemidem ado commissioner segem pobang ufagutum Borisi ka Akwa Ibom State Olatoye Dorosimi aketang mikomi na akebere kemben wat ufaiti ukbeme mmeborisi araiko to bulletproof security post yaikom bogomi oyogo yogo. Etang ebanga nanga esifana meusok mbun nka ukbeme ebara kutum nko somo esekpa kentak una mpo ukbemidem kemi nutam ufok ukbemidem anyem eko to bulletproof security post alum po abigin wam meborisi ebara kutum a commissioner segam po banga ufok utum borisi ga Akwa Ibom State Olatoye Dorosimi amabo ke eya ebop me ufok ukbemidem edo kefat me kama ufok utum borisi kefan Korokara State ami korom mention sio itie ukbeme ame meborisi esegeba maratoro eri kan ikbeme uwem ye iniem bonowo oyogo yogo kemi iniem meborisi egesi kamake egbat erong tan ekok ntitie mpemidem aboyo siarogo evendutam araiko to bulletproof security post eri abigi wama mo kemme eti nkaiso utum ommo mbonam no eriyong ebo Kerina mami arundutam a committee eriyong kente Police Community Relations Committee etu monye nko ufa utem borisi erianobok enommo ibererem mikuyo uwemedi mo Samson okombok NTA mbono woken kan kuyo eswa eno inyanga jang mention si ko ke banga ke nang mbono wes herwong mbio ke me usong ndiong edem amero go ta kamam fana nderme ma teong ridi nko kemi eyemwam etu kara yaikom bogomi oyogo yogo nangante ermatio keride kuyo Akwa Ibom State ufona ba anagantena nkan kop yemme usong diongerem nofon anyong sana nangantu kara emaekenam ubyong utimmo kerisiak musong mong man akpan diongerem kenkan kuyo ado usowu esoka kenyagirem nanganteme usong ndiongerem amasre nko awirong onyen mbono we maitang ebo kufona ba kukara ekbeye musong nanga etre mbono we ridwong mbio kusong ndiongerem amebenne ataka mamfana anom mbono wo erong akeken kan kokoro kemi ammo emaisnu yo ebe ngukara yu fakutema segem banga ukono mbio ebumbok yakno erisnu wam kerisiong membio kusong ndiongerem manari pan oporiyom asegeben urongo onowo manatoro mbonowo edirongo ikup inem uwem mikuyo Akwa Ibom jembok nyan ku bakan senem ya trero nya meru wemedi mo Samson so song kem pangutong tutun dobreyo